UNESCO released a plan to combat misinformation by creating what they call the Internet of Trust. That's not what you're on right now. You're not on the Internet of Trust. You're on the Internet of all things, I guess.
Watching Redacted, you mean?
In general, not on Redacted,
okay.
You're on the Internet of Trust. I hope you trust us. You came here. But in general, they think they need to create it. The Internet of Trust. If you think that sounds Orwellian, you're not alone. What they want, in short, is along the lines of the World Health Organization's pandemic treaty that we've been talking about quite a bit. They basically want to create global rules for the Internet in the name of disinformation that leads to, you guessed it, censorship, right? So we're going to call this equivalent to the pandemic treaty, but it has nothing to do with health. It's basically a way for the UN to run the internet and censor speech. And they literally wrote it down for us all to see. This is not me extrapolating. I'm going to show you the actual plan, and you decide if you think this is an overreaction or not. I don't like it one bit, so buckle up. Let's go over this document of thinly veiled nefarious intent. Here is the plan for guidelines for the governance of digital platforms. Now, notice this report, the word safeguarding free speech with a multi-stakeholder approach. Anytime you see multi-stakeholder or even stakeholder in and of itself is a word that gives me pause. Now that there's multi-stakeholder, I don't like it even more. This means they can claim that something's good for everyone in a roundabout way, even if it's kind of a stretch, so that you could make the case that censoring COVID speech was for your own good because it allowed the government to tell us all what to do and what was good for everyone, and they think that was good, right? That's how they mean it. Like it's good for these people and these people, even if it's not good for this group, in the end, it's good for everybody. That's what they mean. What they suggest here is this multi-stakeholder approach. They're saying that they need to do this because misinformation wreaks havoc on democracy. You can see what it says here. Democracy, dialogue, and debate is essential, but it becomes impossible because of misinformation. They say, faced with the global nature of this, we need to develop consistent responses around the world. That means you can't allow free speech in, say, Brazil, if us in the United States and Europe want to censor. You got to censor too, Brazil. No freedom for you if we're taking freedoms over here. It's almost like, what do we call this, race to the bottom? Like setting the low tax rate. Like we can't, if we're all going to behave shitty, everybody's got to do it. These are rules for everybody. We're teaching to the lowest
common denominator. It's like what they're doing in Oregon with schools right now.
No, I don't think that's not what
you're teaching to the lowest common. You're teaching to the weakest in the class. Right? You're basically
no. That's not it. Not it at all, really. No,
you're setting a low bar, and you're all right. Whatever.
Okay, what you're doing here?
Listen, Lilith.
You're setting some shitty rules, and you want to set these shitty rules, but you can't have other countries behaving freely. So you got to make them follow your shitty rules too. It's a standard of control, and it only works if everybody takes freedom. It doesn't work if some people still have freedom. So here's what they want to do. They say that here they want to propose online moderators in all languages over the whole internet, you guys. Online moderators in all languages, including indigenous ones, greater transparency of platforms and their financing with better risk assessment, the establishment of independent regulators, promotion of critical thinking, support for gender equality. Why is that there with all other types of inequality we have? We're pointing out gender. And above all, safeguarding and strengthening of freedom of speech, cultural diversity, and other human rights.
Yeah, I can't wait to learn who these online moderators will be. Who's going to employ them? Where will they come from? Will they come from the intelligence community? Will they come from MI6? Will they come from the CIA?
Oh, well, they say they don't know who exactly it will be. They're going to set it up. But when they do, they will be transparent about it.